You know, there don't really seem to be too many surprises on social media anymore. Everyone is pushing an agenda. Now, the agenda that I'm pushing, of course, well, happens to be the correct one, but be that as it may, it's refreshing to see someone do something different. Not too long ago, a teacher named Warren Smith was involved in a discussion with one of his students about the alleged bigoted/transphobic statements and behavior of Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling. Unusually, Smith did not oppose or defend Rowling's statements or behavior, but instead used the conversation with his class to determine how to think about the statements. How to think about the statements, not what to think about the statements. Take a look.
Do you still like her work despite her bigoted opinions?
So let's get specific though. Let's define bigoted opinions. What opinions are bigoted? So when you say bigoted opinions,
She has had a history of being extremely transphobic, I've heard.
you've heard. So what? Can you give me an example?
If you look at her Twitter, I think you could see a few things.
To say that we need more of this kind of content on social media would be a major understatement. The second anything happens these days, sometimes even before the event has concluded, both sides are furiously trying to spin the event in their favor. Objectivity has become an increasingly rare commodity in an increasingly polarized country. How could we possibly not benefit from this type of dispassionate, objective analysis?
Dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who will have you live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real.
So you find that bigoted? What do you find about
It was
bigotry in there?
it was deemed transphobic. I myself,
Do you find that transphobic yourself?
I don't really have an opinion on it, but I'm just going with what a lot of other people have said.
So let's pause it. Let's not go with what other people are saying. Let's try and learn how to critically think.
Let's learn how to critically think? What? Who does that these days? Nobody thinks critically, and I'm in fact talking about people of all political viewpoints. Go to the source material, examine the facts, do your own analysis based on objective reality, and then come to a rational conclusion. Blasphemy! In today's cult of sacrificing objective reality at the altar of immediate emotional gratification.
Can you read that?
But force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real.
So when I hear that, I'm interpreting that as meaning if a woman says that, saying that there's a difference between men and female and then being attacked as transphobic, I think that's what she's saying by attacking someone for stating that sex is real.
That is exactly what she's saying.
Is that transphobic to you?
So, to me, no. Stating that sex is real is not transphobic. It's just a fact of life. It exists.
Now, kudos to this kid for even being able to learn in real time and to realize that, at least to some extent, the flawed way that he was looking at this entire issue. 99 times out of 100, the student would just go on a rant that made no sense, contained no facts, and contained only vicious emotional reactions to things that were provably true. So he didn't do that. Good for him. Boy, do we need more of that, but rarely do we get it. What we almost always get is something like this.
Why are you calling him a fascist then, Luke? If you're not prepared to defend it.
Luke Beasley has no idea what fascism actually means.
You call him that, Luke. Why do you call him that unless you can defend
He
it?
is called in the media a fascist over and over and over again for 10 years.
And he calls him that.
And the vast majority of people who throw this word around do not know what it actually means.
Anti-democratic, whatever label you use. I just don't care about
Can you
getting
defend that
down.
he's a fascist or not, Luke?
I absolutely have had that discussion a bunch of times.
That's not what I asked you. Can you repeat my question?
Yes, so Warren is bringing people to the table who can debate based on logic, objectivity, and facts, and has been labeled, of course, a right-wing extremist. Interesting thing, you will not see pretty much anyone on the other side of the aisle bringing this kind of content forward. Why? Well, because the facts are not on their side. Debating facts with them is a losing proposition for them. They have to debate with emotions and misdirection and outright fabrication. So not only do we need more content like this because it is different and interesting, but because it also can crystallize the merits or flaws in a given point of view. So sometimes the old ways are the best and sometimes they're not. But this situation brings to mind a conversation between Milton Friedman and a gentleman who was trying to decide whether or not to give the great Thomas Sowell an academic scholarship. The gentleman was concerned because he was an economics professor and Sowell at that time was a communist. And Friedman said to him, "You should give it to him. Don't worry, he's too smart to stay a communist for long." How can we even, in our wildest dreams, imagine the kid from that last clip being intellectually functional enough to make that transition when faced with conflicting facts? Not a chance. Yeah, we need more logic and we need more objectivity and we need more debate based on these bedrock principles. Now, this is not the only reason to do it, but it doesn't hurt that it always helps our cause.